Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Allform. Allform is the sister company to Helix Sleep, and if you've followed me for a little while, you know all about Helix Sleep and their mattresses. And Allform are the makers of sofa and chairs that are American made and easy to assemble. We've had our Allform couch for about a year now and we're loving it. It just gets more and more comfortable the more and more we use it. If your house is anything like ours, the couch is the hub, well, besides the kitchen. You'll find me editing there, us snuggling there, watching movies there, reading there. The couch is really the central part of our house, and it's so nice to finally have a couch that works for our space. And that's what I really like about Allform, is that you can create a couch that fits your space. Our first couch was too small. Our second couch was just too big, and this one is just right. There are over 500 unique combinations between seats, corners, chaise lounge, and ottomans that you can create to find the couch that fits perfectly for your space. We have the 3-seat sofa with the chaise in whiskey leather and natural legs. This is my first leather couch, and I love how easy it is to clean, but all Allform sofas come with a stain and scratch resistant fabric and a myriad of colors to choose from, so you can find something that's perfect for your space. So besides being comfortable and looking great, what I really like about Allform sofas is that they're easy to put together. You don't need any special tools, and the pieces are modular, so the couch arrives in sections. If you can't assemble your sofa right away, it's great. You can just kind of tuck it away in a corner, and when you're ready to put it together, a sofa can come together in as little as 15 minutes, and I was able to do it myself. And because Allform ships directly to its customers, they're able to use premium materials at a reasonable price. Allform delivers your couch right to your doorstep for free. Allform also offers a 100-day trial. If you're not happy with it, they will pick it up and give you a full refund. So if you're looking for a new sofa, click the link down below or head over to allform.com/emmymade to receive 20% off the sofa of your choice. Big thanks to Allform for sponsoring this video and for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. So today I'm going to be making Goodwill burgers. A few of you requested this in the comments. Thank you so much for reaching out. I super appreciate it. I learn about so many new things that I have never heard about before. These Goodwill burgers come from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. More specifically, they come from Smithy's Goodwill store, which unfortunately is no longer standing. I believe it burned down, but you can still find this style of burger in Wilkesboro. And I'm super intrigued by it because it is yet another example of stretching your food and stretching your budget. If you missed my 35-cent hamburger video or the cream burger, I'll put a link down below to that. This is kind of similar. This is a recipe that stretches the meat so you can feed more people. Now, according to legend, 5 pounds of ground beef could make 100 burgers. So there are a couple things I want to find out from this recipe. Number 1, does it taste good? Number 2, will it really make that many burgers? And number 3, what does it taste like? Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So the recipe I'm going to be using today is an adaptation of a few that I found online, and I'll put links down below to the thread where I discover the recipes along with the articles I read to research this recipe. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got 1 pound of ground beef in this bowl. I'm going to set that aside momentarily because we need to prepare our hamburger buns. Now this is going to be served on the hamburger bun, but these buns are going to be used along with the meat. This is what's going to stretch this 1 pound of meat so that we could theoretically make 20 burger patties. Let's see. I will also do the math so you can see how much this actual burger costs. Okay, we're gonna need some other ingredients as well. This is a very simple burger. So I'm gonna grab some gloves, and I've also got a large bowl of water because we need to hydrate these buns. So according to legend, these burgers originally sold for 10 cents each. They were made by lunch ladies that fried these up on these flat grill tops. The author of one of the articles I read remembers buying 5 of them at one time and eating them all at the same time. So I imagine that these burgers weren't very big or that substantial, but somehow it's amazing how we have such close connections to those memories and tastes and flavors of our childhood and growing up, and how they bring so much comfort, you know? I love that. Okay, the recipes I found were very slim on instructions. They said to dampen the bun in water and kind of squeeze out any excess moisture. They're just like a sponge, so I'm gonna squeeze out any excess moisture. Then we're gonna add that to the ground beef. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a crumble here, just to help break things up. So I'm using 5 buns. I imagine these buns would be stale buns, you know, leftover bread that you happen to have around. And quite inexpensive. So I don't want this to be too wet, so I'm giving this a good squeeze. This actually reminds me of feeding ducks. My dad would get stale bread and we would feed ducks as kids. I know now that we're not supposed to do that, but as kids it was really fun. Wow, so don't leave the bread in there but a second, just dip them, because look how gluey this is getting. So yeah, that last batch was too wet. So I'm gonna give that even more of a squeeze. Okay, so we have 5 burger buns that have been soaked and crumbled. Next, we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of soy flour. Now, I had kind of a challenging time finding soy flour. I found other recipes that said soy grits. When I researched soy grits, I found that it's the same as TVP, which is textured vegetable protein. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? This is made from soy, and it's been processed into little crumbles, and it's often rehydrated with a bit of hot water. You can make chili, you can use it like ground beef if you're vegan or vegetarian, and it's also been toasted and defatted. I know, processed, definitely. So I took this and I whizzed it through a little blender to get it into a soy flour, because soy flour also is toasted. So that's what I've got here. So we've got some salt, it's 1 teaspoon, 1/2 tablespoon of chili powder, and 1/2 tablespoon of sage. So now we're just gonna knead this up. Mix it all in. So by volume, it looks like it's already doubled the meat for sure. So I'm just working all the bread and seasoning through the meat and making sure that it's well mixed. These burgers have also been called bread burgers. And you can see why, because this is about half burger bun mix. So I'm gonna mix these up and let's see if we can get 20 patties out of this. I think so. They might be small, but I guess you could get 100 if you wanted. You know, they'd be really tiny. Okay, now I'm gonna shape these into patties. This is 1 pound of meat, so that means this would make 20 patties if 5 pounds of meat made 100. So let's see if this would make 5 here. Yes, these would be pretty, actually not too bad. So yeah, this is like half the meat, and we've got a decent sized ball here. Although once we flatten it out, that might be another story. All right, so yeah. I think this totally could make 100 burgers from 5 pounds of meat. I think that's believable. I mean, the patties are quite small. And of course, thin. And when we fry them, they're also going to shrink a bit more too. But that's believable. Confirmed. But now, what are they going to taste like? So these are so thin. In fact, I'm going to put these on some parchment paper because they're going to be difficult to pick up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll go ahead and give these a fry. Okay, be right back. Ball meat in the middle of the square. Take another square and give it a squish. That'll give us a nice thin patty, pretty even, but more importantly, it'll give us some support. So when we fry it, it'll be easy to handle. Got a stainless steel pan here, and I'm gonna turn on my heat and put it on medium high heat. I like to cook meat in a stainless steel pan. I feel like it gets a really nice sear. You can also use cast iron if you've got it. And we're going to fry these up in lard. So I was reading up on these burgers. I read that these were cooked in lard. Now, so back in the days of our grandmothers, even our mothers or our current mothers, cooking in lard was not unusual. Now we think, oh gosh, why aren't you using some kind of oil? But saving lard or animal fat, rendered fat, goes back centuries, right? It was before we could have refined oils. And it's tasty. It is a saturated fat, but it's delicious. So we're gonna warm this up, melt in some lard there. It's probably about 2 tablespoons. In the articles I read, it also said that these were fried in a good copious amount of fat. So completely coated my pan. There's just a little speck of lard at the bottom. Get this cracking hot. And cooking with stainless steel and meats, I like using a spatula like this, a nice heavy stainless steel spatula. Now I'm gonna peel this off. That nice, and place it in our fat. See how easy that is using the parchment? Just place it face down, gently lift up. And then dispose of these. Meat side touching. So always be aware of cross-contamination when dealing with raw meat. Now I'm gonna wash my hands. These are sizzling away. And I can see that, oh yes. These are crisping up on the edges just a bit. And this one's already sliding around, so I'm gonna put another patty right here. Okay, I think our first one is ready. Give that a flip. Ooh, yes, looking good. Our second. Oh, gorgeous. Look at that. I got a little too much color, but this one, that one looks perfect. Looking good. All right, let's give this one a slide. Oh, yeah. So these don't take any time at all to cook because they're so thin. And in accounts that I read also, they said they were really crispy. And they sound pretty crisp. And then I'm gonna drain these on a plate that's lined with some paper towel and transfer these over. I believe those are done. Look at that. Fried up nicely. So, Goodwill burgers are served on a bun with mustard and a little bit of a simple slaw. Cabbage that I've got shredded here, a little bit of sugar. I couldn't find a recipe on the slaw, it just said cabbage with vinegar, salt, and sugar. So I've got a little apple cider vinegar there, I would say maybe about a teaspoon, and a couple pinches of sugar. Salt, a couple pinches of salt. And this is about a cup of cabbage. So I'm just gonna stir this. Oh, it smells great. And then I'm gonna give it a taste. So this is gonna add some crunch, but also some tang as well. I think that's good. Vinegary, just a little bit of sweetness, and a little salt. Maybe a little bit more salt. There we go. Simple. Okay, let's assemble our Goodwill burger. I've got a plain bun here. Add some mustard. One of our patties. Look at that. That's beautiful. And a big pile of shredded slaw right on top. Make sure it all stays on the burger. Then we'll add our top. Boom. There it is, the Goodwill burger. Alrighty, let's give our Goodwill burger a taste. Here we go. I have to say, it looks pretty good. Alrighty, itadakimasu. And it is pretty good. Let me show you what it looks like inside. There's what it looks like inside, right? It looks kind of like a burger, but it's a little bit lighter in color perhaps. The taste is actually pretty good. It's reminiscent of breakfast sausage because you've got that sage in there. I love the crunch of the cabbage. There's a nice little textural contrast. We've got the mustard in there that's tangy and mustardy. The thing that makes it different though is the texture of the beef patty. It's very soft and kind of mushy. In fact, let's just try it by itself. Although I have to say, it has a very pleasant crunchiness to it. It crisped up very nicely. Can you hear that? Which is really nice. It has a little bit of sweetness in it, and I think that's probably from the sugar that's in the hamburger buns. I'm really surprised by that. It's pretty good. It's different than a regular burger. You're not gonna have that meaty texture, but for what it is, it's actually very good. It's not your typical burger. It's not a regular hamburger for sure. You can definitely tell that there's been things added to the patty, but it's delicious. The combination of flavors, mustard, tanginess of the vinegar, and the sage makes for a tasty, delicious burger sandwich. In terms of both flavor and texture, I actually prefer this burger to the cream burger that I made, the 35-cent burger. I haven't done the calculus to know whether or not this would be more or less expensive than that burger, but in terms of tastiness, delicious. I would make these again. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Allform for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to get yourself a couch, click the link down below, or head over to allform.com/emmymade to see how you can get 20% off a couch of your choice. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!